This is Rebel Radio. I'm Scott Davidson, joined by my good friend, the one, the only, Chuck Billy from Testament. Chuck, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Scott? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. We got a brand new station I was telling you about, covering Chicago. When we're done with this, we'll be covering 8,400,000 people on this new radio station here.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
That's
you
great
deserve
news.
It.
Metal 24/7, 365, and we play Testament in heavy rotation. The new album is doing great, right? Parabellum doing great in the charts, right?
Yeah, Parabellum's doing really good. Came out. A lot of fans love it, and I think it's the right time right now for, a good record. I think Eric and Chris did a great job writing this record. They put a lot of time in it, and you can tell just by the songs just how much they put into it.
And Chris, meaning your new drummer, right?
Yeah.
Man, I watched him play with Seven Spires a couple years ago at the Forge in Joliet. And I was like on the side stage here watching, I play a drum, so his double bass drumming was amazing, going from double bass to real fast to real slow to unbelievable drummer. How did you guys find him? I know he's in Seven Spires, but did Frank see him? Did you see him?
Well, no, actually, when Gene was planning to leave, we started doing video auditions, and we got a bunch of video auditions from a bunch of drummers. And Chris stood out amongst all of the drummers, and we were like, man, we had a choice of a few different guys. And then I got a call from Dave Lombardo, and Lombardo said, hey, I hear you're looking for a drummer. And of course, when Dave Lombardo calls you and says, hey, I'm available, you kind of go, all right, you're in. So Dave was in, and then we did a tour with Dave, and then Dave was supposed to work on the new record and couldn't do it. And Chris had actually filled in for like 4 or 5 shows for Dave at the beginning of a tour.
Uh-huh.
And he did really good. I mean, he came into rehearsal and he knew the whole set. He was ready to play like that day. I mean, he knew more songs than we knew. And we're like, wow, this kid did his homework. He knows his stuff. And when he first got there, we were looking at him like, wow, how old are you? And he's like 24. And we're like, oh my God, we couldn't tell.
No.
Because the video, he had his hair in his face, so we couldn't really tell his age. But that didn't stop us because, he played so well. He's an old soul. He was very cool. And we're like, he's the right guy, so we definitely had the right choice.
And he helped write this new album with right? He was a big part of it, right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, him and Eric. I think Chris has probably been the one drummer that probably put in the most time out of any drummers writing a record. And, him and Eric just right away clicked, and it was just like they were on a writing spree. I mean, so much that they wrote that record. They actually are writing the next record right now. They got about 8 songs already, almost ready to go. So we're shooting to maybe get a record out, recorded, and get in there next year.
Awesome. So a great writing team already. He just joined. Now, do you get the music and then put the lyrics later? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, on these last 2 records, that's what I did. I just had Eric give me the music. I didn't want to slow him down with me, like, having him, arrange it to my likings. I just took what he gave me, and I just tried my best on the lyrics. But what I found out is that it actually challenged me because I was singing stuff and maybe I wasn't comfortable with, but I found my way to the right vocal, and it actually made for a better song. Once I listened to the songs back, I'm like, wow, you know what? These songs come out really good,
Very cool. So now we've been playing all the songs. We don't just play one song. We play them all here at Rebel Radio. And do you have a favorite track at the moment, or does it change every day?
It's hard to pick a favorite one, but, the ones that we chose for the singles or videos, of course, those are the ones everybody says, let's put those ones out to represent the record. But the songs on the record all have their own identity, and I feel pretty strong about them all. But, there's songs like Shadow People, that's a different style for me vocally, because usually I try to find my own space lyrically to sing over. But that song, I really, really had to just follow Eric the whole time. So the lyrics and the guitars really worked together. And so that was, something different that I was like, trying not to do, but it was meant to be that way.
Chuck, when I saw you at the Mega Cruise, what a blast that was, by the way. Saw 2 sets from Testament, and it was cool was you did different sets, you did different songs, and I think it was Dogface Gods you said you played, and you said you had singing it back in 1994 is different than singing it in 2019 at the time. So when you're singing a song on this new album, is there a song you're like, oh man, this might be too crazy, it might be hard to do in 5-10 years, or how do you look at that?
Well, the first one that comes to mind was the opening track for The Love of Pain.
Yes.
So could fit it into the show.
Okay.
So probably those two.
Now, I went to see you in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Rave where you're playing tonight, and you're playing Ramova Theater on Sunday. What a great lineup, too. Testament, Overkill, Destruction, 3 great bands. Bam, bam, bam. Get there early and see all the bands. Now, I saw you last year. It was about 2 weeks before Milwaukee Metal Fest. I'd say about May 5th or 6th. You played in Milwaukee at the Rave, and you brought us on the bus, and you played me 3 songs. Right away, I knew this album was going to be killer when you played me those 3 songs. It was definitely a great vision of what's to come, So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's funny is because that was just the demo forms. And,
that was the demo form. You said that, yes.
The songs, once we recorded the final tracks, it totally just was different. The demo is one thing to get an idea, but once we got in the studio and all together, that's when those songs really came alive.
And then on the album, too, Witch Hunt is the last track, right? You got a last track, Witch Hunt here. What's that song about?
Well, that's it's literally about a witch hunt, but also about a political witch hunt. So lyrically, me and Steve Souza wrote that song.
Oh, cool.
And we both, Eric, whenever he writes riffs, he always has a working title. And Witch Hunt was the working title for that song. So when me and Zet got together, we're like, you know what? Let's just run with Witch Hunt. We'll actually do a literal witch hunt where you're burning witches, and also, a political witch hunt. And it was just brutal. It came out great,
Awesome. Now, we got to do a legal ID. I just told you I got a brand new radio station here in Chicago. Let me do that legal ID and take 10 seconds here. Hang on. We got to take care of business.
LaGrange, Chicago.
Chicago's only metal station, 24/7, 365. We got Chuck Billy live on the phone line. We have a long history. I'm going to go back one time. You played the Vic Theater. I remember announcing you there a few times, MCing. And then one time at the Vic Theater, I came and picked you up in a van and brought you to a bar in Niles, Illinois, just outside Chicago, like 5 minutes. It was called, on Milwaukee Avenue, Chasers. And you did like an acoustic set and blew me away. I probably still have a dad of that summer. What a great show that was. You played acoustic, Greenhouse Effect, and you were playing all these songs, but acoustic, and you were doing that in people's backyard parties and stuff. That was a cool idea. Whose idea was that? Yours?
It was all of ours, but I think back then, as you know, heavy metal was getting played on a lot of AM and FM stations. It was, they were getting a chance. So when we knew that was the opportunity, we said, let's do that where we can go play in everybody's living room. We'll have a contest.
Cool.
We'll pick a winner. They get to have 12 friends and we'll perform in their living room. And so that's what we did, or their backyard, or whatever. And it was really fun to do. It was definitely a different thing.
And then later at night, I drove you back to the Vic Theater, and you guys did your regular set. It was a great time. What a great day that was. I still remember that day back in 1996, maybe. I don't know, 95.
Yeah, it was a long ago. Yeah, but that's when, Foundation was doing the Foundation Forum, and we were doing some acoustic stuff for that. So that was kind of, that was just that time that was right for that.
Something different. It's Rebel Radio. Yeah. Scott Davidson talking to Chuck Billy. He's playing tonight at the Rave in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then Sunday at Ramova Theater, a brand new venue here for us. It's not a new venue. It's been reestablished, remodeled and stuff. But first time for a metal show. So you're basically the virginized guinea pig there.
Uh-oh.
No, but I've seen pictures.
Guinea pig?
Yeah. I've never been to a show there. It's my first show there coming up. They got a bunch of shows coming up after you guys, but you're the first show. But I saw pictures of it and videos. It's going to be great. Great time. It's called Ramova Theater. Now, I did see you about a year or two ago, and it was a place called Radius. Man, that was a great show, too. Radius.
Yeah, that was a nice venue. That was the first time for us there, and this will be the first time for us at the Ramova. But it's nice for us to be able to play proper Chicago.
Yes, it is Chicago.
Most of the time we've been out in Joliet, which it's not proper Chicago. So I
Chicago this Sunday. Get there early. And now when you play, you make a set list. You got so many great albums, so many great songs. How does Testament pick a set list for this upcoming tour?
Well, for this one, we decided that, let's look at the sets we've been playing for years. Let's start getting rid of some of the songs that we've been playing forever, and let's dig deep and try to find some stuff that we're going to have fun with. So there's a bunch of deep cuts in this set, and we're actually really enjoying it. And I think the fans, just hearing the response, is enjoying some of the, because we're going back to doing some of the ritual stuff, some of the Lowe's record, some stuff off Demonic. So there's some stuff we haven't done in a long time that we're pulling out.
Very cool. Looking forward to the show this coming Sunday. And it's cool how you mix the songs up, too. Like last time you guys came to Wisconsin, you did a different set as well, too. So I like how you mix it up. Now, going back to the album, how do you decide? You said the first song was definitely a challenge on vocally. How do you decide what song is first, second, third, and last for the, for the Testament album?
I leave that to Eric, which this time, the way he put the running order, if I was involved, I probably would have messed it up because, of course you want the title track as your opening track, which Parabellum's a great opener. I probably would have put Meant to Be down on song maybe 8 or 9.
Okay.
But Eric did it different. He came out of the gate with For the Love of Pain and then just blast them for 2 songs, and then Meant to Be comes like 4th, and that's kind of unusual, and then Parabellum closes out the record. So it's like the title track. So it all doesn't make sense, but when you listen to it, it really works.
It's Rebel Radio. Scott Davidson talking to Chuck, Billy, Testament. You guys have been going for so long and still going, doing great shows. And I like how you mix it up. You play Wisconsin, you play Chicago, you play Joliet. You definitely mix it up and you play different venues all the time, too, as well. So great to see. What do you want to say to your fans here in Chicago, Wisconsin, and around the world before I let you get ready for your show tonight?
Just that, we've been fortunate enough to see fans for generations. We see our old school gray hairs like ourselves down to the younger generation, which is awesome that, our music at least is touching, a broad selection of fans, which I love that.
And we're going to play a double dose of Testament. So you picked 2 songs. So Infecticide AI, what's that about? That's second.
Well, it's about, AI is in all of our lives now.
Yeah,
and
big time.
I think it's in our everyday, like now there's driverless taxis I've been in. I've seen cars delivering food down the streets of LA, to robotics, putting cars together, pulling amps. I mean, it's just so there now. And it's one of the things that's like, it's a scary thing because AI is about taking in knowledge and just keep taking in knowledge, where when is it going to come a point when they're going to be able to make their own decisions? And that's kind of scary for me, especially if they were in control of nuclear weapons or something like that and end mankind really quick. So that was something that was current. And then we were actually going to call the record that, but we didn't want to go there because I know there's a lot of people, critiquing and criticizing people that are using AI for creating album covers or even writing music or lyrics. So we're like, you know what? Let's just stay away from that. And Parabellum's a stronger title, Prepare for War, which is kind of relevant what's going on today.
I think that's a good idea there, to stay away. There's a lot of people get hard times, especially album covers and especially writing songs, right?
Yeah. And we just didn't want to do that. We worked hard on it, and we felt it's a really good record. And we're like, let's just not even open that door.
Chuck, what is next for Testament after this current tour?
Well, after this, we have a few months off. I think Eric and Chris are going to get back and keep writing some songs here in the break. We got about a 2.5 month break. So Chris is going to come out to Eric's. They're going to write some more tunes. We're going to go to Europe twice this summer for the festivals.
Awesome.
And then we got some plans for the end of the year, maybe back in America, South America, Asia. So the calendar's filling up pretty quick.
Is there a country that Testament has not played yet that you want to play?
Iceland would be nice to go to Iceland, or, at first there were some countries in the Middle East that might have been a good stop, but I don't think that's in our books for now.
Not at the moment, no.
So, I think the thing is, anywhere we get to play that fans have never seen the band, those are exciting times. We got to go to Kathmandu a few years ago, and first time ever, and meeting fans and seeing the expression on their faces, hearing the songs for the first time live. I love that. So anytime we get a chance and an opportunity to play someplace for the first time, we're in.
Awesome. Tonight, the Rave in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Do not miss Testament, Overkill, Destruction. And I'm going Sunday to the Ramova Theater this Sunday. Chuck, I want you to be the DJ on Rebel Radio and have you introduce this next song here, Shadow People.
All right.
Like your DJ.
Hey, man.
I'll see you Sunday.
Thank you, Scott, for having me. And this is Chuck Billy from Testament. And this song is going to kick your butt. It's a song called Shadow People. Dig it.
Right here on Rebel Radio. See you Sunday, buddy.
All right, man. Later, Scott.
Later. See you Sunday, Chuck. Bye.
All right. You're there.
Thank you. All right, we're still on Facebook Live. Chuck Billy right there, good friend. Great guy. Always supports Rebel Radio. That's huge. Testament tonight. Milwaukee. Sunday. Chicago. Ramova Theater. Overkill. Destruction on the bill as well. This is Shadow People on Rebel Radio. All right, it's Testament. I'm Scott Davidson. To hear this double dose of Testament right now, switch over to rebelradio.com anywhere in the world, or try this one, AM 1300 WRDZ, our new home. We're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. I just signed a long contract with the antenna company, and we are here to stay for a long time. Rebel Radio, AM 1300 WRDZ. Come on out and support us at our shows and Metal Bingo every Monday. Here is Testament, Shadow People, name of the song. Parabellum, the name of the new album. All right, once I have the vocals go on, lyrics, Facebook will take the video down if I keep it up. So we got to switch over here, Rebel Radio, AM 1300, or rebelradio.com, anywhere in the world. I'll see you at the show this Sunday, Testament, at Ramova Theater in Chicago. Don't miss this show, Ramova Theater. Get there early for Destruction. They called in earlier. Bobby Blitz from Overkill called yesterday, and Chuck Billy just called now. That was a live interview here on Rebel Radio with me, Scott Davidson. Have a great night. I'm going to play drums at the Broken Oar. Free Rebel Radio show, Heaven to Hell Chicago, Black Sabbath, Dio, Rainbow Ozzy tonight, 8 o'clock till 11. Come on out. Here is Testament. Switch over to rebelradio.com, AM 1300 to hear this double dose of Testament right now on Rebel Radio. Have a great weekend. Later.